Tell me why you got into teaching.
You know, growing up, I would write in journals, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? Teacher, I want to be a teacher. And I think that inspiration came from my mom. She was a teacher. When I got to high school, I was a little unsure of what I wanted to do. But when I went to college, I volunteered at an after-school program that worked with children. And I was like, I really enjoy this.
A passion for teaching Abby Zwerner shared not just with her mom, Julie, but her twin sister, Hannah. The 25-year-old now grateful to have them by her side after she was shot by her 6-year-old student in January.
Julie, for a mom, I can't begin to imagine. What was that day like for you?
Shocking, very surreal. I broke a lot of speed limit laws traveling to the hospital. I didn't know anything, didn't know if she was alive or not. Had no idea that she was shot by one of her students.
Once at the hospital, Julie waited anxiously for any update.
Finally, 2 detectives met me at the door with hospital security, and the 3 of them walked me down this very long hallway in the hospital. And I realized we were headed to the sanctuary. I started to steel myself, like, okay, I know where this is going. And it still was just surreal, didn't feel real, like I was watching this outside of my body. Thankfully, those detectives immediately told me once we got in there, they said, she's getting some CAT scans. So okay.
That was the first word you had really heard of how she was.
I had no idea. Right, and then that was followed by, and she was shot by one of her students. Like, that was the very next thing I heard.
The bullet passed through Abby's hand, hitting her chest, where bullet fragments remain. Abby says it could have been fatal.
When you finally got to see her in the hospital, how did she look to you?
You don't know what to picture. She looked bad. Really out of it. Really fragile.
This is a story that so many people talked about, and this is Abby's chance to tell her own story. What would you want people to know about Abby and about your family and how you're doing?
She will never give herself enough credit. She's always downplaying everything. I look up to her. She's an inspiration.
What about you, Julie?
I am just overcome with sadness when I think about it. Just, you know, this should never have happened. It's tragic how much her life has changed, and just to see her having to go through what she's going through. She wants to get better, and she wants to, you know, get back to do the things she loves to do. And she is inspiring.
You have a strong daughter.
Yes, definitely.
What has it meant to you to have your family just surround you with love and help?
I feel like there's no words for it. My brother actually he was stationed in Washington State, and he was able to be stationed back closer to home just for me. It's hard to come up with words to describe how amazing my family has been.
We just care about you.
What an amazing family. She's got a brother, too, who moved to be closer to her. We have a lot more of the interview with her, which we put online. It was on earlier, but if you're wondering about what's happening with the case, the prosecutor, the local prosecutor, said he will not criminally charge the boy. An attorney for the boy's family told NBC News at that time, we welcome the prosecutor's decision and continue to pray for Ms. Zwerner's complete recovery. They have previously said that this 6-year-old boy has what they call an acute disability, and that he is now receiving the treatment he needs under a court-ordered temporary detention at a medical facility. That was the latest information we had as of a few weeks ago.
So it's clear as far as Abby is concerned, she has physical and mental recovery ahead of her, doesn't she?
She does. I mean, first of all, she just had a surgery, I think it's her 4th surgery on her hand last Thursday. You know, the bullet went through her heart. It's still there. It will always be there. I think the doctors determined to remove it would be more dangerous, so she will always have a piece of that bullet in her heart. But she will also always carry that image in her heart. She talked about it at length, that she will never forget the look on the boy's face. She'll never forget those moments. It was a horrific scene. It's a classroom full of first graders. I mean, we have first graders. You know, you just can't really even fathom it. Yeah. But the police chief said that she was heroic in that moment. And her first thought was of the students.
So she was able to get them out.
She was able to get them out, and then she walked to the administration office and essentially passed out.
Did she tell you about the other kids in the classroom, what their reaction was like?
She did. She did. She talked to. She said they were screaming and they were scared and they were crying.
Forever
This is their beloved teacher. I mean, she will never.
What they've seen.
Never forget it. It's awful. Shouldn't have happened.
Teachers are a special breed. They have such a passion for the classroom. Does she plan to go back to teaching?
I asked her that. I don't think she's ready to say one way or the other. I mean, she's really. I mean, this just happened 3 months ago. You know, she's in a one day at a time. She said some days are hard to get out of bed. I mean, it's not just the physical injuries, but the trauma, the depression, anxiety, the sadness you feel when something like that happens to you. So she loves kids. That's, I mean, her eyes lit up when I asked her about why do you love being a teacher, and she wanted to give a message to her kids and say she loves them and she misses them. So, I mean, that's in her heart. She's going to do great things. She is going to do great things, but this is a moment of recovery and healing. And happily, she is surrounded by a wonderful family unit, extended family, you know, they're just holding her closely.
That was a terrific interview. Thanks so much.
Remarkable spirit.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.